Okay, so there it is. Now, anybody who's been following me on KZ Rider or KZ650.info knows that this is the famous cuss word Kawasaki. I'm not going to say it because some guy may have a kid here. But I bought this bike in '08 and it has been a nightmare. Never went more than 400 miles on it in all that time without eating an electrical system or something else. I mean, it's just incredible, the grief I've had with it. So it's 2012 in May, and I finally get it perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I found this guy who's just a genius. His name's Turbo Rick in Broken Arrow. And he got the carbs right, got all the electrical worked out. I rode it. It's just amazing. So I got one tank through it, which is about 250 miles, and 123 miles into the second tank, I high-sided it, and I broke both arms. My right arm, I don't know if you can see, but it's got a plate in it. I broke 3 ribs. I broke my left kneecap, and I even broke my favorite pinky toe. And the bike took very little damage in it. I'll show you in a second. But I set it up. I wasn't going to ride it anymore until after I retired, which is 6 years from the day I wrecked it. I'm a poker dealer, and I lost 8 months worth of work due to my broken arm. I still have limited mobility in it, a lot of pain, so it just didn't make sense. Well, I got some news lately. It looks like I might have early onset dementia. Don't know how long it's going to be before I become impaired. So I said, screw it, I'm going to ride. So I got it going. Let me start this thing up. Hold on. Oh yeah, I have to turn the key on, doesn't it? So there it is. Now, before you say anything, it's idling that high because I like it that high. I like the sound. It will idle lower. It's running perfectly. Now, I warmed it up this morning. You saw how quickly it started. Man, I just love the sound of that pipe. So I actually like it better with the baffle out completely, but my local law enforcement officials did not concur. So then I put a new baffle in it, and it sounds like a fart. So I drilled out, you can see I drilled out I just drilled holes in the back of the baffle, and that improved it. And then I pulled the baffle out and just kind of drilled some random holes in there until it sounded the way I liked it. It's probably not the most efficient. And you can see here, that bent spot on the pipe is one of the pieces of damage. So when I high-sided, the bike literally flipped several times. Handlebars looked like spaghetti, and it broke a blinker. But I mean, literally, as I'm flying through the air, I'm thinking to myself, I just painted that goddamn thing. But very little damage from it, man. There's a scrape there, you can see. There's a small spot on the tank here and here. Some rash on the gauges and down here on the cylinder. But that's it. So I actually renamed the bike Christine after that. But that just doesn't have the same panache as its original name, as you can see in the title of the video. So I went back to that. But it's been sitting since May of 2012. And for about the first 6 months or so, I'd start it about once a month and run it. But after that, I didn't. All we had to do to it was clean the carbs in the tank, and they weren't that bad. I put fuel stabilizer in it. There she is, man. I rode it about 70 miles yesterday, and it's pretty awesome. This is perfect weather for it. Hey, check this while we're here. This is my homemade hitch hauler. Get out of the... That thing actually works great. I don't use it for long hauls, but like if I got to get the bike over to the shop or something, it's great. By the way, if you're thinking about making one, make it lower. It's too high. But I'm not a good enough welder to fix that. Oh, one more thing, one more little project we got coming up here. You may notice. So I switched over while I had to put new tires on it. This is a Z1R front wheel, 18 inch. I still got to adjust the fender. And this is the ZX12 seat. So there's that. First of all, the seat on the bike is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever sat on in my life. But the ZX12 seat is supposed to fit that pan with minor modifications. There's a couple of members on KZ650.info that have done it. So I just kind of looked around and I saw one for 25 bucks. It's got a little bad spot in the cover here, but I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I may try and just fix that from the inside with some tape or something. Because all I want is a cheap seat. All I want to do with this bike, man, is ride. I don't care about pretty. By the way, you see how that looks? I didn't even wipe it off. That's exactly the way it came out of the garage after sitting there for 4 years. So I'm not going to mess with the seat or anything else. I don't care about that. That's patina, man. That's a war wound. This old dog's going to ride.